But it meant that when the whole thing was over, when I told my mom, yo, mi nataka kwenda USIU the May semester kusoma international relations, she didn't think twice. So we never had to have the conversation for I've quit school.
Yes, exactly.
So then I went to USIU.
Okay, before USIU, you said you got a job.
Yeah, so I worked for like 5 months. I worked from December of 2003 to May of 2004 when I joined USIU at the Africa Youth Parliament. And when I finished, my boss was like, yo, I recommend you to go for this conference in Thailand.
You bounced?
Of course, bro, I'd never been on a plane. I was like, yes. I went to Thailand. My sister was in Malaysia. She came through. We were at the conference.
Your sister was in Malaysia in school?
No, my sister was working.
In Malaysia?
Yeah, my sister was
older than you.
Yeah, so like when I was in standard 4, she was in standard 8, like
Okay.
that. So Naha, she'd already finished Katho. She was in Malaysia working for ISEC. Alijipeleka by her merit, and then like DHL, whatever. My sister's life is interesting. So she came through to Thailand. We're in this place. We went out. I saw tattoo parlors. Like, I'm gonna get a tattoo. Yes.
You got your first tattoo?
I got my first tattoo. It was so
What did your
lit.
first tattoo say?
The sign.
Okay.
Do you know the
School,
OM?
Yeah.
So
School me and
okay.
And the bunch watching.
So on the east, in the east, they believe that. So in
First of all, this is such an interesting story. I'm enjoying this playhouse.
I try to explain. The universal sound, or this is a belief they have. The universal sound of creation being is this constant, like you know, scientists have been able to prove that you can hear the aftershocks of Big Bang. So I think those things exist. So together, the universal sign is It's like this sign that looks like a tree. And I love it. I was like, that's the one I want, so that I will always remember I am spirit. I am not this body. I am part of the eternal, existential, never ending, can never be created nor destroyed energy called God. So that's the one I got. I was like, I went to a guy to read my future. He's like, sorry, there's a spirit protecting. I cannot read you. I was like, you're just being a racist. It's because I'm black. But whatever. So I'm that person. Like, I'll just like, I'm down.
What? I have so many questions. I love it. So first and foremost, I say by the time somebody puts something on their body for the rest of their lives, it means something.
Absolutely.
And there's one tattoo that I've seen on your hand that we'll talk about later on. Then secondly, traveling out of these 4 worlds called Kenya always has an effect on the mind.
Such a life-changing effect.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thirdly, making your own money or working for the first time does something for you.
Yeah.
Like you've just left me with so many questions. Man.
Please, can I tell you what I did with my first like salary, which was like 4,000 shillings?
Yeah.
Okay? The guy. Sean Paul was coming to Kenya.
Back to music.
I told my bro, tumeomoka, got you, okay? Tunaenda wapi? Sean Paul. That was in December of 2003. I think and my father died in November. So it's December, things are still thick. I'm like, yeah, Sean Paul, manze. It's really hard, but I think if we go for some Sean Paul, my mom's just like, oh, Muthoni I'm like, ntakubaya skari na yo next month, manze. Sean Paul, Buddha. Sean Paul. Just give me oh my God, you're kidding. Like, you know Sean Paul, you know.
Song he had.
Sean Paul.
We be running down.
Sean Paul, as in Sean Paul in that moment of Sean Paulness. Yep. Sean Paul came to Kenya as Sean Paul.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I understand.
Manze, hiyo ticket ilikuwa 1,600, so we bought 2 tickets. Then we're left with 8 sock. And we have to come from Matasia till Kani. So we have to wait till morning. So we can enter Matatu.
And go back
home. So now we're going to Kani. We already knew Kani is expensive. So now we each have 1 soda. Tukule home.
Yeah.
Alafu maisha iendelee tu hivyo.
But we are seeing Sean Paul.
So
this was your first international art.
That was my first artist.
That's huge.
That was my first concert ever in my whole entire life. and it was Sean Paul. Sean Paul came with his dancers, watch everything. They were throwing J's into the audience. They had flags, their lighting engineer, the dancers, the choreography. It was like watching the music video. Sean Paul was dancing and like singing and rapping. We did a whole segment for Bob Marley. I was just like, that's it.
I enjoy this.
That's the one. That's it. So also that's how I understood now performance. After that, I was like that.
And even when I did your old bio intro of Facebook, I mentioned dancehall.
Yeah.
So this is that.
But dancehall is from Dagoretti Corner. Dancehall ni mziki ya reggae, dancehall, doba. Hiyo ni mziki ya mtaani.
I get it.
So even if you don't listen to it, it's inescapable. Mkienda, okay, the Catholic Church, youth, mko na dancing afternoon. So mnaenda tu kwa hall, mneka mziki, mna dance, alafu mnaenda home.
Okay. Thailand, what did Thailand do for you?
Thailand got me my tattoo. Thailand is the first time I was in an international conference and I gave a position of our organization.
Yeah, you must have been hardworking for you to be recommended for you to go to Thailand. So hard work has always. And when you mentioned the third thing about your dad, I thought what I heard you say is, Chile, you've got to grind.
Always, like to just like you're just like go, just go. So
and I know we can spend another 4 hours but let's go back now. Let's enter now USIU.
Yeah. So by the time naingia USIU already unakumbuka nilishaenda majuu inaitwa St. Mary's. So by the time naingia USIU hakuna kitu sasa inanitisha. So my experience is quite different from the fresher who has come from like a boys school or a girls school and this is your first time where you're interacting with boys and girls. So maybe it's the first time you're even asking yourself a sexuality question. You've never had any environment that supports that.
You've never had freedom even.
You've never had freedom.
You could leave and go to.
Thank you. Now here you have like now it's the first time you're controlling money. Me in St. Mary's, I was like the chair of the cast council. Like hata sio pesa yako, pesa mingi ya umma. Vitu mingi sana. Nimeona watoi wakidrive shule. Nimeona ubabi. I mean, St. Mary's iko na watoto very rich. Listen, nimeona ubabi hivi na macho yangu.
The president went to
St. Mary's.
Okay,
the president of Kenya and they own Kenya went to St. Mary's.
Yes.
Okay? Like that. So I think hizo vitu zote, I had already had all those like first year experiences and then I had Nairobi University, rain check. What is really Kenya? Kenya inakaaje? Ukumbuke Kenya ni akina nani? So mi kiingia USIU nilikuwa very balanced kwa kichwa yangu.
Nice. And what are you studying? Do you have a direction that you want?
Yes. I came in to do international relations and philosophy. First USIU, respect international baccalaureate education. So first year I had like maybe 4 units to do. Basically I'd already finished first year by the time I finished the summer semester. So already ninapenda hiyo shule, iko na form, tunaelewana. I already know how to do research, to write term papers. So education for me was a breeze. So from the first day I was on the dean's list. I was always on the honors list. Nice. I know I sound like how parents I was always standard 1, number 1. I really wasn't always number 1, but I was always on the dean's list. It was very easy for me to learn. I wanted to learn. Now USIU is where my music career.
Tuingie.
Hapo sasa ndio itaingia. Okay? Because now we're in USIU. I've reunited with my homies. Akina Ken Mwara, who's an incredible piano player. Saxophone. Those are guys of Starehe. Ben Caparo, my homie. So it's like dope.
2005 now.
2005.
Yep.
2004. May 2004.
Oh, May 2004.
So now I've reunited with my music homies. I've even gone to abroad. I've come back. I got this, right? Our friend, my friend Jerry, she's still in, we met in St. Mary's. She's still living in Box or whatever now, Hall 6. Now she's graduated. So I still go to see her. She's friends with Akina K-Rapt. They're in the same youth group. So you see how church is useful for socialization.
Yep.
But the religion itself, no guys. So anyway, Jerry is complaining at how she's so bored because when she goes, the rappers just want her to sing a chorus, whatever. She's like, man, that shit is so boring. So I'm like, so you write your own songs? She's like, see, we write our songs. I'm like, we? But whatever, I'm killing it in school. I got a couple of hours. Yes, you do 4 subjects. If you're a top, you can do 5. bro, in Saints I was doing 6, so this is a downgrade of education. Okay, so let's do it. So how do we do it? Let's go back to St. Mary's and ask Mr. Obaga if he'll give us voice classes. He's like, yeah, sure. So he starts to give us voice classes. Then we start to write our songs. We didn't really have ambitions at this point. We were just like,
But you went... I mean, like, for me, the mind, I mean, your way of thinking is amazing. You didn't just say, let's do a group and then you're like, let's go back and get voice. Let's go get the training.
Yeah.
That's a big thing.
But remember, I had seen it in St. Mary's.
Yes, you had seen it.
So I think a big part, and this is why I have a lot of compassion for like 99% of the people I meet. Manze, it's just because somebody gave me that opportunity to see that thing. So I knew better. So when you know better, usually you do better.
I agree.
Right? So if you think about the incredible talent that went through the Kenyan public school system, Akina Nyambane, all those guys are like Tony, Ridiculous, all of that. KJ, all of that. We should have never lost them as creatives.
Yep.
Our sector they should become the Woody Allens.
Yes.
Like the older they become, the more artists they become, the more money they earn. But our system doesn't support sana, si wana kama ni ufala. So many people who are 1,000% better than me, because them they didn't go to St. Mary's, them they didn't know.
I get it.
Therefore, when they thought that the deal is just go and make a song, me being in St. Mary's taught me what a production looks like. So even my ambitions are just generally higher. So when I have the instinct to do music with Jerry, our thought is let's go and get voice classes, because we know that if you get training with a teacher, your voice improves. Mrs. Day, how many times did she knock her fingers and saying? So you're just like, voice training ni muhimu. At any rate, you don't know what you're doing, so at least just get the skills.
Yep.
So we are just going to St. Mary's. We start writing out songs.
So have you guys called
Jerry's boyfriend?
Have you called your group anything?
So he's like, hey, he's like with the vibes. He's like, yeah, guys. We're like, all right. Then, now we call our group. Now we don't have a name yet. Then now Jerry's sister Bobo, up to today, a bestie of my heart. She's like, you guys are boring. You guys are just singing here songs in the bedroom. We're like, what should we do? Make a concert. Again, Children of St. Mary's. We've ever seen a musical.
Yeah.
So just write some songs. Let's just do like a show, like a cabaret. You can sing some songs of yours, some songs, other people's songs. Me and Jerry are like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, cool. So now we start writing our songs. Now, even me, I'm in USIU.
Yes.
Hash is in Nairobi University. We meet, we go for voice class. Now, I've reunited with all my friends from Starehe. They all play instruments. I'm like, Jerry, I think we can scheme like this. Tukiambia mabesti zetu wakwe band. Watasema ndio. Okay, USIU nimemeet wasanii wengine wa noma, kina Don Gatia. I'm like, singers wako, dancers wako. So we're like, cool. So we call a meeting in January with all our friends at my mom's house. I was like, yo, you guys, we're going to do a musical, like a show, in April. And you guys, you're here because you guys are going to be our band if you say yes. And we're going to sing for you the songs, and that's how you're going to know how to play them. And then you other friends, you guys are our organizing committee. You guys are going to help us think about how we're going to do some dope shit. Like, we don't know anything about a concert, like sound, lights, nini. So, what do you guys think? Yeah, dope. So now we start practicing.
That's crazy.
Sandra has a beat up piano in her house, like a keyboard, so she lends us. So Ken is using that. And Ken is like, yeah, but he's from Starehe, he knows how to read music. So he's like, where's the score? I'm like, score, bro, we are singing to you. So he's like, I compose when you're singing. We're like, yeah, bro, what do you mean, bro? So we're singing for him what songs, he's composing. We always hold something so that you can learn how to hold a microphone. So we are practicing the things we're learning in voice training. Then our organizing committee tells us there's a very big problem. Our budget was 3,000 shillings, but
that was funny.
Yeah, we don't have a venue, and that's really important.
Yep.
And we also don't have sound and lights, because how will you do a concert?
Uh-huh.
So we're like, oh shit, yeah, that's pretty important.
And you know that because you saw that in Saints.
Yeah. So we're like, cool. So we go back to Saints, me and Jerry. Jerry was a leader, like a prefect, and me was a leader for the cast council. So tuko na reputation poa, tulipass. Tukaenda tukaambia huyo father ni aje. Tunataka kufanya show hapa hiyo weekend ya kwanza ya April. Si nitakuwa amefunga shule. He's like, yeah. So can we please borrow the music center? To do what? A concert. How? It's me and Jerry. We're writing the songs and our friends are playing for us the music. Oh, like a band, yeah. That's very fun. Yes, you can take it.
Nice.
Boom, venue. Yes. Now we need sound higher. Now there's another shorty there. She's like, hey, there's this guy.
Yeah, you said something huge there. I mean, that's the importance of relationships. And also, you know, excelling at the time, in the given time.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to skip over that so quickly because you got all that you needed. You're not given money, but you got the resources that you needed.
Yeah.
Just because of your reputation.
Yeah.
Yo.
It's an incredible business lesson too. You can get a lot of favor. Things can be expensive or cheap. It just depends, or even free. It depends on the relationship.
Yo. Okay, so endelea, we had to hear about this concert.
So now we have Saints done. We're like everything sorted, parking, that's amazing. Next problem, sound. Oh snap, this was a real problem. So now what do we do? Because remember I went for Sean Paul's show. So according to me, like that's what sound. Like we need sound, lights, smoke machine, like concert, bro. Concert! Jerry's like, yeah, by your vision. Inside. So now, where are such things found?
Those things that hang. Those speakers that hang.
Yeah. This babe, Shiko gorgeous, God bless you forever. Shiko gorgeous, like, yo bro, there's another guy vibing me. I think he's in this thing for sound, nini. I think he actually even has a music studio. He could be quite helpful. I can go and ask him. I'm like, yo, fam. She's like, I got you.
Go pull that favor.
Got you. So
no breakups, by the way.
She talks to him. Then she comes back. She's like, that guy, he didn't say yes, but he didn't say no. He said if you guys can have a meeting with him. We're like, sawa. Cool, our house. By this time now we've moved from Matasia. Now we're living in the city. We're living in Hurlingham in a halfway house. It's just an apartment my mom has hired before she can figure out. Because remember they saved their whole life to go and build this house in Matasia. Now like she has to start life again. She has no husband. Like now the kids are in university, stress. Sawa. And now this kid anataka kuacha shule ati mziki. So conflict, yani, oh my God, me and my mom have never had as much conflict. The next 3 years were just like hell in our relationship. Now we're good. Mom ni besti yangu, but your time.
Understandably so.
I guess. So now we're going to have the meeting with Shiko's like guy who's vibing her. Just the opposite our house. We're too broke to go anywhere, but that place I knew the price of the tea. It's Big Ted. We're like, what? You don't think this information would have been useful? Bro, whoa. It's Big Ted as in like, you guys don't know nothing, bro. Like as in when Big Ted is Big Ted. Yeah. Big Ted even has a studio in Karen. Shaz twende kazi.
I know.
He's the producer. Shaz is in your sayo and I see him. That nigga has cool hair. He just hangs out with Tito Namu. That nigga there in time for me. Big Ted comes to this meeting. He's like, yo, I hear you guys want to do a concert. How you guys? By that time we have a name. We're called Tight. Tyte. Tight, bro. We've even done a photo shoot for our concert. Me, I'm in like a kanga, a red kanga. Jerry's like in a yellow one. Yeah. We're like Charlie's Angels. We've gone to Hurlingham, bro. Our 3,000 shillings budget, you need some pictures. How are you gonna do promo? And because Facebook is new, so guys have to see. Because the plan is all our friends, each friend is gonna bring at least 3 friends. So if we have 50 friends.
Oh, we're good. So 150.
150 guys. And everyone is giving us 3 sock, bro. We're gonna get money to go to the studio. That was the plan. We wanted to get money to go to the studio.
Did you have a studio in particular that you wanted to go to?
Studio.
Okay.
My cousin is Waire. We're gonna find the studio.
Don't worry, we're easy. We're good.
Sawa. Little did I know that part is coming. I love you, cuz. Sawa. We're just there. Cool. Now Big Ted. Snap. Big Ted is like, yo, listen, you guys, let me be reasonable. Let me keep it real. You guys can afford equipment. and you can't do a concert without equipment. We're like, yeah, that's why we're here, because you're giving us equipment. He's like, I don't know that I'm giving you equipment, but you guys seem very determined. What if you guys just come to my studio, you do like 3 songs, you become a hit. I know everybody. Kiss, those are my niggas sana. I take your music, you guys become famous, then we do a concert. So like, okay, chill, let's deliberate. So now me and Jerry go to the side.
What?
Jerry is trying to punk on our plan. Jerry's like, yo, that's a reasonable plan. This guy can give us studio time.
We've been looking for cash for studio.
The reason we're doing this concert is on top of proving to Bobo we are not boring. It's because we're looking for guap, bro. I'm like, yeah, sis, but we'll have no power. If we go to that studio, if they say we have to do music how them they want to do music, if we have our own fans, if we are like riding with our own songs, if we can do it, and if we have our own money, bro, it means if we got that studio and we don't like that vibe, we can be like, aight, peace, we've gone to our own studio. Ownership, shorty, nah. And this guy is gonna make us make that Kenyan music. Now we've already said, sliding from the great golden era of Ogopa 1 and Ogopa 2, the sound is not growing. So now I'm just like, Njeri hapa hii ni mtego. Inakaa kama plan, but hii kitu ni mtego. And
Actually, Ayani, you're saying so much. Like, I'm blown away by your thinking. You are basically you're talking about IP. You're talking about
IP, but there's also your ability as an artist to have options. If somebody gives you something for free, it comes with strings attached.
Yeah, but you know this. Like,
yeah.
Like that's what I'm trying to say. A lot of people don't know, especially when free is offered. You're already like, no, man, we can't do this, because you see the way Jerry was thinking. That's how people think.
Listen, I also want to say that there's a lot of credit to the thought. Right? There's merit to what Ted was saying. I actually believe that.
Yeah.
Right? But for that thing to succeed, there has to be a lot of maturity on the person who is volunteering the free.
Yeah.
You have to make it understood that there are no strings attached with this, you are free. So free is free. Indeed. That's not how music labels operate. Free is kulingana na vibe yetu. And me, I was just like, yo, in this few months we've been practicing, I'm very convinced that tuko na vibe poa. Us guys are going to be.
That's what I wanted to hear.
Also, we already know. Listen, we're in the school of Lauryn Hill, of Missy Elliott, of Yvonne Chaka Chaka. Us guys already know like this stuff can be dope as hell. There's no Alicia Keys. There's no reason to calm down. So me, I'm like,
but you also know
bet
that
on yourself. If you bet on yourself, if Ted is being for real, after our concert, in just 2 months, we will also have money in our pocket. So if we go to Ted's studio and Ted ends up being a fake, we'll have some options. That's just good looking out for yourself, bro.
Hey, you know what I'm beginning to see is the businesswoman.
Nah.
No, from a musical perspective. No, and by the way, I don't mean it. I mean, it's not just talent. It's not just, I can sing and I can write good songs.
I don't want to say business.
Okay.
I want to say thinking acumen. Okay, business is about problem solving.
Yeah, okay.
A good business solves a problem and serves somebody. Then it becomes valuable. And then you can make money forever.
Yeah.
Right? Solve a problem, serve others. So, I think the thing that is important is to develop the acumen. You don't ever need to wear the title, business person. I think this kind of thinking should be how everybody thinks about situations. Situation yoyote ikiingia kwa maisha yako, pima situation. So for me in this situation, I felt like we could gamble. It's true, the offer was truly good.
Yeah.
And this guy is here drinking tea and samosa. Dude, he came to see us. We ain't shit. We are nobody. Him is just here because he told his the shore, he's trying to make his shore, I'ma meet these people. Probably also he was being strategic. He has a studio. So if we end up being truly talented, there is something for him to gain from the situation. So I had a lot of respect for Big Ted from that moment. And I always tell him that. Big Ted gave us time when nobody would have given us time. Me and Jerry argued there. Then we went back, a very disunited front, but I overruled her. I was like, bro, no, listen, as we want sound and lights, and a smoke machine.
And hold on, even before we come to this, there's something that you said. What was that thing? The sound of the Kenyan music at that time. What I'm hearing from you, it was clear that this was not the direction you wanted to go to.
So there was a lot of it that I completely loved.
Okay.
Like they'll never be as unnecessary noise for me was like a magical revelation of everything.
Yes.
Ismarwa. The original Gidi Gidi Maji Maji.
It's a good album.
There's never, like nothing. Shut your mouth. If you've never listened to that thing, you
Go
know
back.
nothing.
Yeah.
You know nothing. So there was incredible music. Ogopa 1, Ogopa 2. Are you kidding me?
Yep.
That combination of Amani and Nameless, Red Sun. Oh, Julie, my lover, sampling Kenyan music. That's the point. I was like, Red Sun. We had ourselves in our image and likeness. So it was my expectation as a Kenyan, as an artist, that the music then now becomes flyer. So now it is akina Dij having geared, akina Kitangoma, okay, mziki inanoga sasa. I'm like, sasa variety.
Yep.
Because variety is a spice of life. Instead of variety, now we are seeing this thing stunting. It's not evolving.
It's copy paste. Now I want like that. It's coming to I want like that.
But me, I'm like, I'm still not bothered with that stuff. Waira is still my cousin. So me, I still want music. I want to be very clear.
Yes.
What I didn't want in that situation was, it was the very beginnings, tattoo, it was the very beginnings of a pop idea that isn't based necessarily on flyness and dopeness and musicality. Remember, all my idols are true musicians, right? Have you ever watched Sister Act and watched Lauryn Hill playing? So me, I knew that musician has to be, as in lazima sana iongezeke venye unaongezeka. Unaona? Alafu sasa kulikuwa na kapop kanaanza kuingia kwa umbali naiona ambayo it's just like, it's not based on, let's say, talent or sana. So I was sure I didn't want that, but I also was sure that will never be my lot.
Just not the direction you are going.
No, I had too much dopeness to be concerned about that small strain of problem. I wanted to be part of the Kenyan music story. Okay? Very much so, with my whole heart. I just wanted to do it on my terms. So I'm like, you Big Ted, if we are dope, in 2 months you'll still be here. But in 2 months, I'll have money so we can have equal power in that conversation. If I don't like what you're doing, I can leave and go and find it, and I will have money to pay for it.
You know what's blowing me? And I'll keep, and I love the fact that we've dwelled on in this space.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
No, I love it. I'm even the one who's kind of making us dwell here. It's that you had your vision, you saw your vision. You know, somebody can hear you talking all this stuff and hear Muthoni and be like, no, she just this kababi chick who made it out of her. At this time when you're telling Big Ted this, you don't have chums.
Nothing.
You have that 3G.
What are you talking about? And we've done a photo shoot and there's going to be a concert and our friends are so hype. There's a committee that meets every Saturday.
That's just, I love it. Okay, let's now go back. So now you can.
So now I tell Big Ted, bro, itakuaje? So we leave that meeting without an answer. He hasn't said yes or no.
But you've told him
he's
our
highly
direction.
Amused. But he's also seen, now me and Jerry are in fighting. Jerry is like, I can't believe you guys, you've like dropped such an important opportunity. I'm like, Jerry, babe, just focus. Trust me. God bless Jerry. She has the best soul. She decided, let's focus. This is unsolvable. Because now she can't take the deal with Big Ted without me. So she's just going to ride with me.
Dynamics of a group also.
Dynamics of a group. A group is hard work, and I love Jerry forever. That's also a sis of life, bro. Because she grew with me. She helped me grow as a person. So tumekata hiyo. Sasa deal ya Ted hatujui pahali iko. So tukaenda tukaripotia committee ongoing. Nyi msi-mind. So tuna compose tu mziki. Mkamze is like our choreographer. Like stage practice, we have like 4 dancers.
And you're writing your own songs at
We're
this time?
We're writing our own songs. Then we test them. Then like some days we sing for them. They're like, oh yeah, that's dope, that's dope. So even our friends are giving us feedback. We're like, tight is tight, bro. Tight be tight. Tight be tight.
Yeah.
So now we're like, the day is coming. We still don't have sound. It's like 1 week now to the gig. I've also, in there I had to skip so many parts, like the stress of like teaching a band. The guitarist wasn't our friend. It's a guy called Davey, like a friend of a friend. by this time, Devi is a professional guitarist. So
Devi, Masimaira's brother.
Correct. So Devi...
Calabash Band.
Yeah.
That guy is...
It's other guys.
Yeah.
No. Devi is not... I don't think he's Masi's bro.
No, he's
but he
not
was in a
Masi's bro,
band.
yes.
He's light. And
Wangome,
his second name is going to come
he's not, you're right, he's not Masimaira's bro.
But there is
Masimaira's bro. Yes.
Masimaira is a whole topic in my life.
In fact, I think the Devi that you're talking, I think I know him from playing at Mavuno. But anyway.
They had a rock band at some point. Anyway. So now the stress of dealing with a professional musician, him is like, these kids. So he's like, I'm coming for rehearsal, then he doesn't come. We are so stressed. We have to borrow equipment. I mean, that was the hardest thing I'd ever done in my life.
But you were putting up a gig.
I'm fighting with my mom. My mom is just like, hii ni nini kwangu inaendelea. Onekugatea. Fam.
Yeah.
So now it's 1 week to the gig. We go to St. Mary's. We discover, you've been given the venue. What you hadn't understood is you hadn't been given workers. So you know that thing called toilets? Wash them. That thing for like how parking is going to be arranged.
Decide it.
That thing for how is the hall going to be clean. With the committee. Washing, scrubbing toilets, putting candles in brown bags, the ones for wrapping sugar, so that you can have additional lighting. I think they need to leave. It's okay, you can leave.
Yes.
Additional lighting, hold on to that. I also could pee.
Yeah, this story is too much.